Hello there, dear students. Here we are once again, and this video has to do with humanistic psychology. We're going to take a look at the work of two different people in this particular video. We're going to look at Abraham Maslow and Carl Rogers. There's going to be a couple of included videos, places where I'll give you the old magic signal like this, and you'll have to listen to a minute or two of some other fine person doing a good presentation. But I'll also be giving you some of my feedback and interpretations on this particular this particular video as well. So then once again, in a few moments, you'll hear about the work of Carl Maslow and his hierarchy of needs. It's a reply and a criticism to the work of Sigmund Freud. Freud, you may remember, said that people are for the most part motivated by their id, which contains a sexual drive and an aggressive drive. Maslow says that, well, those things are there, but other things motivate people too. So here we go, folks. Here's a first video about Abraham Maslow. So if you'll just please click on the link above my finger, you're going to have yourself a good educational experience. Take care now. Okay, if you missed the link to that particular video, hit your stop button now. Go back and click on the link above my finger. Thanks. I am going to take an exception or two to the presentation that you just saw. In one way, I think that it's incomplete, and that makes it not quite adequate from my point of view. So let's take a look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs again for just a moment. You may remember that our speaker a few moments ago talked about everybody progressing through these stages or hierarchy of needs, and only a small percentage of people getting to the top. The truth is, the real world, only a small portion ever get beyond the first need. There's a lot of poverty in the world, we all know that, and some folks find themselves struggling every day just to figure out how the heck they're going to eat. And then the next thing they're going to do is, if possible, find a safe place to sleep at night. Let's take a look at some of the work of Carl Rogers right now. Like Abraham Maslow, he was relatively optimistic about people. He knew that evil existed in the world, but he believed that everybody could grow if they were given the right conditions for growth, and that most people had a natural tendency to want to grow. And if a person should fully maximize their potential, then he would say that that person had self-actualized as well. He's famous for inventing a form of therapy called person-centered or client-centered therapy that provides a great deal of respect for other people. And he believed that three qualities, if provided by a therapist, would bring about this tendency to grow again. Those qualities were being genuine with the client, providing empathy, giving the person some significant room for understanding, as well as unconditional positive regard, which is just a fancy term for complete respect for the other being as a human being. So let's hear from Carl Rogers now. Go ahead and click the button just above my finger. He's a good man. He has good things to say. Once again, if you missed the link, stop now, back up. Hear Carl Rogers speak for a minute and a half. So there you heard from Carl Rogers himself. What I'd like to turn to now is a more complete explanation of his theory of personality. Once again, I found a very nice explication of that. So go ahead, press on the button just above, go for it. If you missed the link to that video about Carl Rogers, hit the stop button now, back up, go back and look just above my fingers. Well, dear students, here's hoping you found this video interesting and educational. It was a pleasure for me to put it together for you and to also rely on the work of others. Take care now and have yourself a great psychology day.